The show that shakes the Southland, ClemsonSportsTalk.com. So, Ohio State freshman, and again, I use the term freshman loosely because the former South Lake Carroll high school star enrolled early after opting out of his senior year to reclassify because of the NIL rules that are in play in his state, in the state of Texas, that forbids student athletes, and more specifically, amateur high school student athletes, from benefiting off of their name, image, and likeness. And look, if you reset the podcast, because they're out there, this was one of the things I said. You know, I'm not a huge fan of NIL. You should know this by now. I think it's going to be a huge benefit for Clemson, in part because at this point, if DJ Uiagalelei is the face of Dr. Pepper in Fansville, what's to say that the next five-star in Tiger Town isn't the face of Fansville? And I know you're not supposed to use that for recruiting practices, but as I've said all along, like, if I'm Johnny Five Star and I'm sitting at home watching Clemson football games, and every time a Fansville commercial comes on, DJ Uiagalelei is on my television set, then yeah, can I make an assumption that if I go to Ohio State, I can land a big deal and I can be the guy on Fansville? Or is it safer to assume that, well, they've already gone with the Clemson brand, maybe I should go there because it's probably just an easy transition? But Qwinn Ewers, who left high school early to enroll at Ohio State, has gotten the biggest deal that I have seen as of yet. And this is the thing that I think when we talk about NIL is really going to bother people. DJ Uiagalelei has not done much collegiately. Qwinn Ewers has hardly sharpened a pencil in Columbus. Ewers signed a $1.4 million NIL deal. Yeah. You guys remember Willie Crack Corn, and I don't care, Willie Corn, that came to Clemson out of Burns High School, was going to be the next big thing? I mean, Willie Corn was the first coming of Trevor Lawrence. You just didn't know who Trevor Lawrence was. Like, that was the mindset and the feeling and the vibe that people had about Willie Corn. Man, Willie Corn is here. The savior of Clemson football has arrived. I mean, I remember when Will Corn walked from the parking lot across as a recruit to Death Valley for a Saturday football game, and the fans parted like the Red Sea. Like, this guy, it was big name in town. Look out, bright lights. We're going to the top. National titles. Let's do it. Willie Crack Corn. Let's go. Nothing. Nothing produced out of that. Ewers signed a $1.4 million deal. Incredible. And he hasn't done a single thing. That deal, apparently with an autograph vendor. Again, the blue chip autograph with GT Sports Marketing. Name, image, and likeness deal will pay him $1.4 million over 3 years. It is believed to be the single largest NIL deal since those rights were allowed to college athletes on July the 1st. I mean, listen, this could be a great, I mean, for Ewers, one way or the other, man, it's a great deal. It could be a terrible deal for this group. It could be a terrible deal for this group. But either way, Ewers is going to get his 1.4 million over the next 3 years. And there you are. There you are. This is the problem with this thing. And maybe it's not the problem because maybe now, I will say there was a time when when you'd say to a kid, you'd say, look, man, you go to college, but you're just going to get your education. Now, I don't know. It might actually be a better deal for you to just say, listen, kid, I want you to go to college, but when you're there, man, we got to capitalize on that NIL. We got to get 1.4 million over 3 years. I'm not like the greatest investor of all time, okay? I'm truly not. But I feel fairly certain, just given my lifestyle, if I didn't have some level of abundance, you know, if you handed Swanee a check for $1.4 million, I think I mean, I would work. I would do this show, but I wouldn't do anything else. Swanee, you're just a big old lazy bum. No, well, maybe, but I'd be a big old lazy bum with 1.4 million in the bank and having fun doing a radio show every day, and that'd be it. Swanee, you lived the life. How'd you get your money? Well, guys, I was a 5-star high school athlete. I didn't do diddly squat at Clemson, but I signed an autograph deal for 1.4 coming out of high school early. I mean, you talk about what I would call a reach. Can you imagine if Will Korn, who, by the way, is coaching now at Coastal Carolina, could you imagine if Will Korn had come up in the NIL era, the type of money he would have made at Clemson? I'm not telling you there's anything wrong with that, but, buddy, if you were the person investing in those signatures from Will Korn, it wouldn't be worth a whole lot. All right, we'll hit a break. Surprise guest, Roddy Jones, coming up right after this. Stay with us.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Spending time outdoors can improve overall health and wellness. Celebrate Earth Day and take advantage of nature's health benefits by visiting a local park. Recreate responsibly to protect yourself and others and to make the outdoors safe and welcoming.